There are three big questions in the world today. What is the meaning of life? How do we save the planet? And can Overwatch 2 recover from recent events?
Does this mean Overwatch is back?
Yes.
Well, I don't have the answer to the first two of those, but welcome back to my little corner of the internet. My name is Nick, and today I'm going to have a go at answering that third question. What is Overwatch going to do? So obviously there's been a lot of bad press regarding Overwatch. I've covered a fair bit of it. I've kind of jumped in with the pitchfork a little bit at times. You know, I did say that the PvE had been completely removed, and that's not strictly true. However, the depth of it has been removed. There's not going to be any hero mastery or anything like that coming to the game now, but there will still be a story and we will still be able to play through that. So I do have faith in Blizzard that they will craft some good cutscenes and missions and that, but what people were really looking forward to seems to have kind of been taken out at this stage. But they have given us a roadmap, and today I'm going to have a look into that, and then I'm also going to try and put some ideas out about what else can be done to help the Overwatch community. Before all that though, I do want to say thank you very much for all the views, comments and subscribers that I've gained in the last week or so. It's been really enjoyable to see the community taking an interest in what I say, at least to a certain level, as it were. Feels really good, and it does sort of give me the drive to keep making videos like this and actually put a bit of effort into it and go in depth, as it were. So when we get to the roadmap, if we start off with season 5, we're just going to go down through everything that's in there and try to break it down just based on this one image that we've got here. So we start off obviously with Quest Watch. Doesn't really give us much info on it. You could tell based on the image that it could be some kind of exploration where you obviously move towards this kind of volcano mountain in the background, but I would imagine that it's more just a case of you will play a match of a particular type on what looks like there's different maps at different points in this image. Some of it looks a bit like Shambali Monastery, some of it looks like Blizzard World, some of it looks like Eichenwald. There is some stuff in there that I'm not familiar with, so maybe, you know, you have an exploration path through this map and you will do different things, and there may be something new in there. I'm kind of interested in it, to be fair, especially the kind of Mount Doom looking thing in the background. That looks pretty cool, but we need some more information first. Season 5 is not far away at this stage, less than 3 weeks away, so we should find out about that relatively soon. Now the second part of it, this Mischief and Magic thing, kind of to me just looks like it's a mobile app. It looks like something I would see on the Google Play Store, so I'm not really particularly interested in whatever that is. I don't know, maybe it will be something interesting, but based on that logo alone, I'm not particularly keen on it. It may tie into the Quest Watch as well, because the image behind it is clearly just a cross section of the bottom right hand corner of that picture, but until more details come out, it just looks very kind of slapped together in my opinion. In one of my previous videos I did say that they need to bring in some more cinematics for this game, and as we can see, it does say that there's a cinematic reveal. It would be nice to see a cinematic anyway. It's been a little while. I always enjoy the Overwatch cinematics, so I'm sure that'll be an absolute banger. I just can't wait to see it. Hopefully that'll come with the release of season 5. And then we also have the summer games as well, and the summer games has always been a popular event in Overwatch. Hopefully they do some nice skins and stuff like that in it that they've given away in the past, and they don't just flat out charge us for them like they do now. We will have to wait and see. And then we've got a few bits down at the bottom as well, most important of which for me I guess is the On Fire returning. It's nice to have that. I always enjoyed that in Overwatch 1, to see when you were doing well, when your team was doing well, so that'll be interesting to see. I don't know if they'll rework the scoreboard and stuff like that to accommodate it, or whether they'll just incorporate it into the current scoreboard. Now moving on to season 6, This is where there's some stuff in it that I'm kind of interested in, because we will have some actual story missions. I don't know how many there will be, but the fact that it says missions is promising in my opinion. We should have a decent amount of stuff to do. Hopefully it will come with its own cutscenes and stuff like that. So I am looking forward to that. I would imagine that it's some of the things that we've seen snippets of in the past, perhaps the Rio mission and some of the stuff fighting the Omnics as well. Unfortunately though, of course, we're not going to have the skill trees for the heroes that I thought were getting built into that. But nonetheless, just having something in there that's actually got a story to it, I think will be good and will bring people in. It certainly has me interested. We also have a new support hero. Still no information on that. I would imagine we won't get any information on it until probably about halfway through season 5, maybe even later than that. So we're still a long way off from finding out who that is. I have speculated in the past about who it will be, but who knows? We'll wait and see what they bring to us. Now we have this flashpoint. When I'm recording this, I am literally just looking at the roadmap. So if there is information on Flashpoint, I don't know what it is. I haven't done the research. I am just doing a little bit of wild speculation because that is kind of what I do on this channel. Based on the picture, it might just be a new map, I guess. That kind of makes sense to me. Be interesting to see. Always like to get a new map, as long as it's not a control or a 2CP map. Like, get a nice hybrid map going or something like that. I don't think we need another push map. And then finally, we have Hero Mastery, which kind of confuses me, to be honest. I thought that I'm thinking of skill trees and hero progression, so maybe this is some form of new thing for, like, you know, if you're an Ana main or something like that, or a Reinhardt main, Tracer main, whatever. Perhaps there will be something other than just having a gold weapon that they will give you for this. The image doesn't really say a lot to me. It just looks like some kind of training range kind of thing. It does say underneath that there's a firing range. I'm not really sure about that either, considering we have the practice range. What extra can a firing range bring to it? But who knows, it might be an absolute game changer and we'll be able to help out a lot, but very little information at the moment. We have this player progression system at the bottom as well. I'm not entirely sure about that. You know, we do sort of have all our profiles and stuff like that we can check, so I don't know if, yeah, we will have to just see what they bring out. I know that this video is kind of me just going, we'll have to wait and see a lot, but it's nice to have a little breakdown of this. Overwatch's anniversary, hopefully they will celebrate it. I feel like they shouldn't celebrate too hard considering what they've said in the last few weeks or so, but game's going to be, what, 7 years old, so I do kind of understand that they want to do something about it. What would be nice would be, again, if they just give something to us rather than charge us for something to celebrate it. And then finally on this, you've got season 7 and beyond. This is just gonna, I mean, this has any sort of time frame on it in my opinion, but the main things that I think would be interesting to see in that: Roadhog rework, Sombra rework, new collaboration event as well should be pretty good, but the rest of it I'm not that particularly interested in. Maybe lore codex, I like to read up on stuff like that, but I think they just need to make sure that they bring certain heroes up into the meta. Like, there's nothing here about a Life Weaver rework. I think he needs a rework just so that he becomes better to play as. So yeah, that's kind of me just glossing over really what is in that roadmap. As I have said multiple times already, it's just a case of waiting to see what they come up with. I'm sure they will have put a good amount of work in, and it will be interesting once it's done, just to bring more into this game, to bring people in, and if they do it right, it should be really good. I think another way that they can help the game out as well will be to really look at the matchmaking. I think the matchmaking recently, it has actually been better for me lately. I don't know if I've just sort of been lucky with the games that I've played, but it's felt much less. I've had more. I was playing this morning and I had a couple of games that were real battles and really were actually quite enjoyable to play, because it didn't feel like one team was just stomping all over the other. So they haven't said they've tweaked anything, which is why I think that maybe I just got lucky, and that's why I think that they should also look into the matchmaking as well, because something is not right. I feel like people are just being put in ranks that are actually too high for them, myself included, by the way. They're then struggling because they're just out of their depth, and the people that are supposed to be there are just getting, you know, an easy time, like being fed these players that aren't up to the same level as them. That again breeds toxicity, is something that I've spoken about before, and I think that, yeah, something needs to be done. They really need to look into it. When they had this announcement the other day or the other week about how they've been really focusing on the PvP and they haven't really been focusing on the PvE for a long time, that didn't really make any sense to me, because how have they been focusing on the PvP? It's been an utter mess for the last, I don't know, few months at least. So what have they been doing? Have they been focusing on skins to put in the PvP? Have they just been focusing on new maps and new heroes and not actually looking at the mechanics and fundamentals of the game itself? Something is not right, and I hope they do look at it. Of course, I don't know anything about it or anything like that, but some form of extra balance needs to come in. I think the heroes themselves are balanced. You know, there's no meta hero at the moment. You could maybe argue that Tracer is, but you don't see Tracer in every game, certainly not at my level in Plat. I think that's good, but the balance is in the matchmaking. I know sometimes people have bad games and stuff like that, but when nobody's even had a chance to do anything and you get absolutely destroyed, where's the balance there? In conclusion, I think that there is hope for Overwatch as long as Blizzard are nice to us. And I know that sounds a bit strange, but I do think that there's been a lot of broken promises and a lot of people have lost faith in Blizzard, and they need to do something to build trust back up in their community and get the game back to where it is. And there is certainly the potential for that in the roadmap and in what lies ahead. I just hope that it is executed in the right way and not done with monetization as a priority. But once again, and for the final time, we will wait and see. So if you enjoyed today's video, please leave a like and consider subscribing. I would greatly appreciate it. The channel's been growing nicely lately, and so yeah, it's a really good feeling. But other than that, take care, and I will see you in the flip flop.
Each man knows his responsibility.